Okay, today we are playing a game on the Temple of Anubis. We were playing Zarya the entire way through, and there is no SR for today's game because it was yet another quick play game, which means no video editing for me. Hooray! It's been like 2 weeks since I had to do any video editing. It's fantastic news. So, let's just start the game. We actually have a super average team comp. It's like McCree, Doomfist, Anna, Moira. Like, you know, that kind of arrangement. So, they have a Hammond. Hammond's above us, / behind us right now, so that's kind of spooky, but we're just going to walk on anyway and kind of leave him behind. We managed to build up close to 70% off 2 bubbles, so that's pretty good. They do have Reaper and Genji as 2 of their DPS, which is a little, you know, not Doomfist. Reaper's a little inconvenient for Zarya, but Genji is not that much of a big deal. But they are 2, like, flankers, right? So we have to be wary of that, because as Zarya, we're the one that's meant to, like, look after the backline if they get flanked. But right now, we're just dogpiling into this room, as is tradition on Temple of Anubis. Could we have bubbled Doomfist? No, he died before the bubble came off cooldown. It's kind of a clusterfuck in here. I'm having a bit of trouble parsing everything. Doomfist died then. No, we didn't. We could not have bubbled that boy. That boy is dead as fuck. So Genji is in our backline right now, because if we go back a little bit, that Genji just dashed past us right there. Didn't really stop it in time, sadly. We'll try one more time to stop where Genji dashes past us. There we go. We still didn't really see it, but like, trust me, that was Genji. He went that way right now. So, as we said a second ago, we should be interested in Genji diving the backline because we're the one that's meant to keep them alive. And he's killed McCree and Anna, which is a little depressing to think about, really, that he killed both of them when, like, you know, McCree and Anna are not that bad at defending themselves against Genji, but hey, what, you know, people are bad. So we could have, I've always been one to say, hey, if you can take the easy way out, take the easy way out if at all possible. We can try and track the Genji with the left click, but instead, we could go, just right-click the floor next to Genji, or the wall next to Genji, and then that's going to be good enough, basically, seeing as we're at 100 charge and he's got 50 health right now. And it's a lot easier to land the right-click next to somebody than it is to actually track them with the left click. It's one of those things. If you can take the easy way out, take the fucking easy way out, you know? Yeah, I'm playing Widow. Yeah, I could get the headshot and kill that guy, but he's got 100 hit points, so I could just body shot him instead, which is super easier than headshotting him, and gets the same results while being less likely to fail, you know? So our whole team's just kind of gotten killed by this point. The big thing in there, to me, is like Genji dashing past us and then us not noticing and helping the backline, because we're the off-tank. That's what we do. We have to watch the backline and try and keep them alive. Especially someone like Zarya, who's pretty good at like bodyguarding someone. So we died. That means we have to start building up all our energy again, which is the sad thing with Zarya, is if you die, like, you start again, you know? So Reaper's up to no good. We're in hot pursuit of him. He did give us some charge. We can bubble Doomfist. Make sure he doesn't get fucked up while he's going in. Built up some more charge as well. Everybody's earth shattered. Woo! Can just laser into the D.Va. Build up some ult charge off of her. It's always good to play against a D.Va as Zarya, because D.Va is one of the best ult batteries you can get as Zarya. And Zarya's ult takes a long time to charge up, so the more batteries you can get, the better. So a little bit of free ult charge off of the minefield. Got him in the end. People scoff. This is actually, like, if you don't have a team that has much crowd control on it, this kind of thing happening is, like, super annoying. And, you know, we don't have, like, a lot of crowd control. McCree is bad, so, you know, we can't rely on him. And let's be real, Doomfist isn't gonna punch the fucking Hammond, is he? He's busy trying to punch their backline. So, we have managed to build up Graviton, but we ended up getting killed. Where did this all start falling apart? Because it felt like such a sure deal, like right at the start of this fight. Because everything's going, like, fantastic. Moira's dead, that's bad, obviously. Does Anna also die? Here comes Anna, she's all the way over there. Did McCree kill himself on these mines? No, Anna got pushed into the minefield. I see, I see. And now we have no healer. Moira's thrown her orb over, but, like, people started dying. Doomfist died on the minefield somehow. There's a lot happening. It's a very chaotic fight. And then... just didn't manage to get away from Genji in time. Yeah, it feels bad, man. Basically, like, Ana getting pushed into the minefield was, like, super unfortunate, because that meant that, like, Moira wasn't back yet, so she couldn't heal us either, and then, like, Doomfist died as well. It was unfortunate, basically, that happened. We did all leave Ana behind, to be fair. Like, she is running up from the side room on the left, like, while we're, like, all the way over on the point. So we did kind of leave her behind at the same time. So we found Reaper again. He managed to resist giving us more charge, but then Hammond didn't have quite the same amount of resistance. Run in, Graviton, hooray. Played Zarya. Fantastic news. And... we also sort of comboed it with Meteor Strike, but I mean, the Graviton was probably going to be enough by itself from that position, really, so easy clap. Got it. So now we have to attack the second checkpoint on Anubis, though, which is significantly worse than having to attack the first checkpoint. If Hammond does this kind of stuff, that'll make it a little bit easier for us, but, oh, here comes Genji as well. Alright, he got Ana. But, everybody else is dead. Yeah, we got it. We got it in there. Okay. I was a little scared for a second we weren't going to capture it there, but we did. So. I've just heard Reaper on Wraith form right next to us. Yeah, he's, like, right behind us right now. He is basically touching us. I mean, even without, like, listening to it, right, there's another thing that gives it away. He's killed Reinhardt. Reinhardt ain't in front of us. That means Reinhardt's behind us and got killed by Reaper. So, like, we should be more concerned with that, but we don't appear to have noticed that it was happening. I think they just killed him. Yeah, they killed him, so, but... we didn't notice that was happening behind us. We kept, like, running forward by ourselves while that was happening behind us, so we don't get much support because they're kind of dealing with other shit, and we end up dying. So it sort of killed off a lot of our momentum right there. So, alright, we got 4 minutes left to attack this point. It's, you know, Anubis' second checkpoint, but, like, So I'm not really a big fan of sleeping the person who's bubbling the person who's asleep, unless you're afraid that the guy is gonna get, like, hooked into his death, basically. Because, like, if I look over here and I see, like, Roadhog sitting up here just looking at him like, oh, I'm gonna fish me a big one today, then alright, fair enough, we don't want that to happen. But, like, if nothing like that's gonna happen, I'd honestly rather, like, wait for the guy to get woken up, then bubble him. Because, like, if you bubble the dude while he's asleep, you know, like, you might get some charge off of it, but, like, you haven't really gotten, like, much benefit out of the shield. Whereas if you wait for the guy to get woken up, then bubble them, they can use the bubble to keep going in or to back out, rather than just block damage while they're asleep on the ground still. Because then, ultimately, they can just break the bubble while the dude is on the ground, and then just do whatever they were going to do to him after that. Or wait for the bubble to go away, and then do whatever they were going to do to him after that. Whereas if he's already getting up, he can start moving away. Again, if there's, like, a Roadhog standing right there, ready to hook the guy into death, or there's, like, a Widowmaker, or, like, Hanzo standing over him, like, I'm gonna shoot this motherfucker in the skull, then by all means, bubble the guy so he doesn't get fucking murdered while he's asleep. Which is a very unfortunate way to go, I think we can all agree. Like, by all means, if he's gonna die while he's asleep, fair enough, but, like, in that kind of position, the Reinhardt's not gonna die while he's asleep. I'd rather wait for him to get woken up, then bubble him. Because they did, in fact, just, like, all crowd round him and go, alright, now, instead. So nano-boosted Bridget's coming right at us. 2 people on our team are dead already. What can you do? Life is difficult sometimes. There's not much you can do about that one. Is Zarya to stop that momentum. So, we're about halfway towards Graviton. Almost said Nano Boost, which is not Zarya's ultimate. Zarya would be a significantly worse hero if she had Nano Boost instead of Graviton. But I guess by process of elimination, that would mean Ana had Graviton, if we went to that world, wouldn't it? But, which would be fucking weird. You know, there's an alternate number of parallel universes out there, right? So that means there's a universe out there where everything is the same, but Ana has Earth Shatter. So think about that one for a second, right? What the fuck am I talking about? Anyway, so Hammond's used Minefield on us, which is a little inconvenient. It's kind of cut us off from the rest of the team. And now we're just kind of like trying to walk backwards through it. Oh, shit. Oh, get behind that boy. Oh, no, this boy's behind our boy. Oh, God, what a fucking mess. Soldiers using tac visor. It's accomplishing nothing, because the only person he's been able to shoot at has been Hammond. Oh, God, terrible, terrible, awful, sad, bad, cry, frown. We do have a most of Graviton built up at this point. Built up quite a lot of it in the near last few seconds, but... So again, kill feed. Reaper just killed Reinhardt. Reinhardt's not in front of us. Reinhardt's behind us. Reaper must have killed him behind us. We should be more concerned with that than, like, this over here. He's now also killed Ana. Now we've noticed, oh no, 2 people on our team are already dead. Guess I'm gonna back out while I'm full charge. So I'd love to be going in right now, but, like, I gotta wait for my team again. So we do have Graviton. Our Moira has Coalescence built up, so this is all very good news for us. Bridget just got nano boosted. Gongo's over there. Gongo's low health. We are, I imagine, a little hesitant to just chuck Graviton at them right there because we could see D.Va just standing in her mech, so that's going to do a lot to dissuade you, Zarya. Such, like, you know, it's basically in this kind of situation, it's kill him or be killed. Like, that's it. And we tracked him, like, reasonably well. It's just one of those things where, like, we're gonna have to play really well, and he's gonna have to play kind of bad to get out of that situation, really. Because it's kill or be killed by that point. There's no other way out of that one. Unless a seventh hero appears on the map and just bashes somebody out of the way, but I can't imagine any such world where that would happen. So Reaper's out on the roof on the top left right now. He's probably got Death Blossom, because I haven't seen him use it in, like, a long time. I'm trying to listen for, like, what he's doing. He actually didn't just, like, drop down and ult us from behind, so that's cool. I don't think we knew he was behind us, because we never really, like, looked at any point. We just kept tracking the Genji instead. But he was on the roof on the left before we started coming in here. So Hammond's purple. That feels awfully terrible for him. Muscle our way on. Yeah, okay, we got it off of Reinhardt at least. Oh, no, you put that fun down, young man. Look at this fucking guy. He's like, I'm a ninja. They don't know. You see, here's the mistake Genji made, right? He's facing us. That means he can see us, which means we can see him. He should just look into the wall, because then he can't see us, which means we can't see him. That's the mistake he's made. He doesn't know the first thing about being a ninja. But I mean, we could kind of tell that by the fact that he strapped a bunch of green glowing LEDs to him, to himself. You know, kind of makes it difficult to be very stealthy as well. So Hammond's using Minefield again. Now he's been nano boosted. Everything is super inconvenient. Oh, it got eaten by D.Va. Oh, I didn't even know D.Va got back yet. Oh, she's literally, like, all the way over there on the right-hand side, and she managed to eat it. Damn, feels bad, man. I didn't know D.Va was back yet, to be fair, so this probably would have happened to me as well. Once we saw D.Va, and I just didn't see her. No. Oh, there's, rockets. Rockets just flew across us, so that kind of tells us that D.Va's back, but... At the same time, this is, like, a fair enough time to use Graviton, also. It's just, you know... If you ult near D.Va as Zarya, this is one of those things that can happen to you. I mean... It's like if we don't grab there, we weren't really going to get a better one, probably. We could have ulted a little sooner. Let's go back, because it's kind of worth... It's kind of worth agonizing over it a little bit, right? Seeing as Graviton is like 80% of Zarya. So we could grab here and get those two people. Who's the other one? Is that Reaper? Is that Reaper? I think that's Reaper. So we could have grabbed over there and got those two. And that... Was it Farah? Yeah, Reaper came that way. Yeah, so that's Farah over there, which is, like, a very peculiar hero to change to right now. Like, or is that Anna? Who is that? No, we have the Farah. I'm crazy. That was Anna. I think I just had a fucking stroke. Alright, whatever. Okay, so that was Hammond and Anna. That's good enough. Like, especially since the Hammond is nano-boosted right now, and, like, an annoying hero to kill. That's a good enough graviton. Especially when, like, we're already winning the fight, right? Like, ulting these two people removes most of the people currently here from the fight then. And then this wouldn't have happened to us. Hammond, Bridget is, like, we would have gotten Hammond and Bridget with that one, which is also good, but I'd rather get Hammond Anna, honestly. I just couldn't tell who it was, because, like, the bitrate goes to shit during the middle of a team fight. So I was like, what is that, like, my mound of pixels over there? I don't know, whatever. I'm kind of an idiot, also, right? Like, in my defense, I'm terrible. So here comes Hammond. He kind of fucked that one up a little bit, didn't he? Let's watch that one again. Oh, I'ma get him! Oh. Never mind. Alright, so we're just gonna muscle our way onto the point because we're starting to run out of time. We don't need to, like, sprint on quite this excitedly. Like, we do still have time. And, our team is not coming this way. Our team's going that way. So... we've just ran straight, like, imagine what they just saw, right? Like, they just watched Zarya sprint straight down the bridge at them solo. And, we died, so, because we, were largely by ourselves, which is slightly less than ideal. Should have just changed to a faster hero to try and get back in time. We weren't gonna get back in time, but we should have changed to a faster hero just in case. Especially since we were only, like, 10% ult charge, so don't have to worry about dropping that. Moira got play of the game. Below cost. Oh, look at all those other people getting play of the game right now. How exciting. So, let's gander over the email real quick. Because there's two questions. First off, any advice on dealing with Genji as Zarya? Is it just aim better, or is there something conceptually I'm missing? There's part of it's aim better, because obviously just being able to track the Genji is going to be helpful. But, the other thing is that, like, if Genji is next to a wall or a floor, you can just right-click the guy, and that's good enough. Like, you don't have to track the guy. If you can hit him with the right-click instead, like... that's easier to do and still going to do damage to him. Like, you'll kill him a little... You'll kill him slower if you're at high charge. Like, just left-clicking him will be quicker. But someone who is hard to hit, like Genji, Baby Diva, you know, Tracer, people who are just, like, small, hard to hit, or, like, and/or mobile, it's better to just, like, guaranteed hit them, really. Especially since, like, if the Genji is diving your backline, or the Tracer is diving your backline, whatever, then you don't really need to do much damage to them to make them start trying to leave the fight, right? Like, you don't necessarily have to kill the flanker. All you really have to do is drive the flanker away. If you can kill the flanker, that's great. Killing people is fantastic. But if you just drive them away, like, that's good enough. So, if you can just right-click the Genji a couple times, that's easier and is going to get, like, the same results. The other part is just kind of like keeping track of the guy and defending your backline, because that's your job as Zarya, is to defend the backline because you're the off tank. So, you know, part of it's aim better, part of it is like I don't know if I'm going to hit the guy, but I can hit the guy with the right click. I'll do that instead, because it's, you know, if you get better with tracking, you don't have to worry about that so much. But I mean, if I'm not confident I'm going to hit the guy, I'll just right-click the guy and just, like, making sure, I'm going to make sure the guy doesn't kill the people behind me, because he's probably going to try, and I can stop that by, like, going back there, trying to bully him away and bubbling the person that he's trying to kill, all that stuff. You know, playing Zarya, basically. But there is, like, an element of just aim better, because if you can just track the Genji perfectly while he's flipping around in front of you, hey, fantastic, you killed Genji, right? But, no, there's a little bit more to it than that, but, you know, aim better is, broadly speaking, you can just say aim better at the same time. And 2, is there a rule of thumb for how often one should be building up and using Graviton Surge per minute per game? I'm wondering if I might be overly slow in that regard, and appreciate if there was some benchmark, like try to get a grav off every 1 minute 45 seconds or so that I could measure myself against. So the thing is with Graviton is that it is one of the slowest, it's probably the slowest charging ultimate in the game at this point, because it was pretty close between Graviton and Sound Barrier, but they made it easier to charge Sound Barrier. So Graviton is probably the slowest charging ultimate in the game right now, which is fair enough, because it's also one of the strongest ultimates in the game. And it's going to vary a lot based on, like, how good of a game you're having. Because if you can't get much charge built up, then you're going to build Graviton really slowly. Like, that's just how it is. Whereas if you're building up high charge, you're going to build it up pretty quickly. It also depends on the enemy team, because, like, if they're running, like, Zarya, Reinhardt, as well, then it's harder for you to build up ult charge, because if they have, like, Hammond, D.Va, Roadhog, Winston, these are people that are easier for Zarya to hit, which means you'll build up ult charge faster, right? Like, if there's a D.Va over there, that's fucking free ult charge right there. That is some free ass real estate. And you should try to farm her as much as possible. So it's going to vary. For, like, an average game, it's like assuming you're not doing incredible, you're not doing awful, I would say once every, like, you should be able to, you're not necessarily going to use it on cooldown, right? Because Graviton's one of those ultimates that you, like, wait to combo with other people, and you wait to get, like, a good opportunity to do it. So you're probably not going to use it immediately, but assuming you're having an average game, you should be able to build it up in about a minute and a half, assuming it's an average game. If you're having an excellent game, then it should only take you, like, 30 seconds to a minute to build up your ultimate, right? And if you're having, like, a really, really bad game, we're talking, like, you might only get to ult once per round. Like, it can be that bad. I've seen, like, especially if it's, like, you're having a bad King of the Hill match, you might only get one ult that round, that entire round. So, like, a minute and a half if we're average, if we're, like, doing incredible, like, 30 seconds to a minute, and, like, if we're doing really badly, it's gonna be, like, at least 2 minutes, but you might only get one. So, like, that one has to really count. Which, if you're doing badly in general, that's usually the case. You only get, like, 1 or 2 ults anyway, so you really gotta make them count in that case. But, like, Zarya's takes a long time to charge up. So, like, if your team's always getting killed and you're always low charge, that shit is gonna take a long time to charge. There's a lot of variance on it, but I would say, like, assuming you're doing average, like a minute and a half to charge it up. And that doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna ult every minute and a half, but, like, that's how long it should take you to charge it, roughly. You do want to use it as quickly as possible still, because, like, this is true of all heroes. Like, the faster you use your first ult, the sooner you can start building up your second ult, which if you have a really strong ultimate like Zarya's is a big deal. Because if I can just use, like, 5 Gravitons per round, I better have fucking won the round, right? So, anyway, that's, like, roughly what I would say to go with. I remember seeing this one thread on, like, one of the subreddits a while ago that was like, you can build Zarya's ult in 20 seconds consistently. I was like, no, you fucking can't. No, you can't. That's, like, an absurd amount of time to build up Graviton in. Especially, like, from round start. Like, that's insane. But, like, average minute and a half-ish. So, anyway, thank you very much for watching if you did. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer. I think I might just said that twice. I'm having a stroke. I already said this. If you felt I answered your questions from the email inadequately, please let me know. I will try to expand further. If you haven't already, you can join our Discord and ask questions more directly and have a conversation about them, or just shitpost with us, and I hope you found the video helpful. Oh god, I wonder if I'm dying.